The Straw Harvest Pack from Creative Mesh is out now for all platforms and can be downloaded for free on the in-game mod for Farm Sim 22. This pack also brings new features such as hay and straw pellets, as well as bale net, bale twine, and molasses. It also adds quite a few new pieces of equipment from Krone with a round baler, a square baler, and a pellet maker. And we have some new bale handling tools from Brussels and Landa. There's also a pellet pallet haul, a crane, and so much more. And when you've got a mod like this that adds so much new stuff, it can be a little bit overwhelming when trying to figure out the new mods. So today I'm going to show you all the basics of each piece of equipment that you need to know, as well as how the pallet hauls work. We'll do it as quick as we can. Let's do it. So first, what do you get? Well, we get front loader tools, telehandler tools, and wheel loader tools. So that we have the V-Grab here. This is front loader, telehandler, and wheel loader, and it's available in every single color. We also have a top grab. This is for front loader, telehandler, and wheel loader. Same color options. And then we have a version that's a little bit bigger, and this is just for wheel loaders. We got the round baler, the Caprima V180 XC. This requires 80 horsepower. It's quite small, 12 miles per hour, and will make all of your round bales, wheel setups. We have a couple different ones through there, and then refill supplies manually and automatic. If you don't want to worry about anything ever, go with automatic. It'll work exactly the way the balers work in the game now. We also have the Krone Big Pack 1290 HGP2 XC. Goodness gracious. This is a big square baler. 258 horsepower is required, and it needs all of it. It also goes at 15 miles an hour, making it one of the fastest square balers in the game. Pretty cool. It'll also make every size of square bale minus the baby bales. We have a bale chute and a bale collect. We'll explain those later. And then refill supplies, manual and automatic. If you go for the bale chute, then you will need the bale collect, which collects 3 bales and drops them on the ground. And we have the Krone Primus 5000. This is going to be making the hay or straw pellets. You basically treat it like a baler, but it's got a little hopper for the pellets that it makes in the back. 9,000 liter capacity for those. 350 horsepower is required, but it is a little bit slow at 6 miles an hour. And just like the other pieces of equipment, you can manually or automatically refill. You can also use it stationary with this, the Bale Shredder, which attaches to the side. And if you choose to use manually refilling on the balers, well, then you're going to need this stuff, the bale twine, which goes with the square balers. You can buy this in multiple different pieces, but actually to fill it up, it takes like 1.5 of these pallets. Pretty cool. We also have the bale net pallet, which you could buy in groups of 3. This goes for the round baler, and then in the Primus 5000, the pellet maker, you're going to need molasses and water. So you need to put down a water placeable as well to fill that up. As far as placeables go, we have 3 different pellet hauls. One is just a very open pellet haul with a few little things in it. One adds a crane, and then the third one can be found in productions, though it technically isn't a production chain. We've also got a pellet heating plant and a sell point, which gives you a lot more money for pellets. In front of us here, we have all 3 of the different pellet hauls. They are color changeable, but I'm just going for the same color here. The first option has these dividers inside, but nothing else. If we go over to the second version, it adds a crane. The crane is kind of neat, and you can choose different pieces of things at the top to go with there. So as you can see, we can change those super easy. Jumping out of there and going into the third one, this adds our palletizer for the pellets inside, though as far as I've been able to do with testing, but you don't get any extra money for doing it this way. The heating plant itself actually is a production chain, and you can put in straw pellets or wood chips, and you get out energy. And then lastly, we have the sell point itself. The interesting thing about this sell point is you get noticeably more money for your pellet selling here. You can see, for example, we've got the hay pellets, which are getting us almost double the money, and then straw pellets, which are getting us not quite double, but fairly close-ish. Yeah, so you definitely want one of these. You can have multiple. So now that you know the basics, let's jump in a little bit more deeper. Most of you are probably going to want to make pellets first, so that's what we are going to do as well. We're going to go with the Primus 5000, and we are going to go with manually loading. This model actually doesn't tell you what you need at the bottom right-hand corner, but trust me, you're gonna need molasses. If you go with manually refilling, you're also gonna need water for that, so make sure you put down a water placeable. You can easily find one here for $3 grand. Once you've done all that, pull up beside your molasses there and go ahead and fill it up. It does take a little while. Once you got that, pull up to your water supply and go and fill up there as well. If you're using the base game one, it costs you about $50 to fill up. Once you get out to the field, go ahead and unfold. Can't for the life of me see any animations, but you do have to unfold it and then go. We've got some windrowed hay that's on the ground right now, and once it starts picking that up, it is going to make hay pellets, and then it's going to drop them in the hopper. Go ahead and do this and fill it up. Once you're full, there's a few different things that you could do. If you want a cart, you can actually open the pipe on the side and then simply pull under it with anything that will fit, and it will unload automatically, filling up your trailer with hay pellets or straw pellets, depending on what you've done here. Now we could choose to do one of two things. We can either sell it or we can further process it. Here's a list of all of our sell points, but pallet sell point has the most money, so that's where I'm going. Simply pull up and sell. One of the interesting things about this sell point specifically is in previous games, you couldn't sell loose here, only pallets, but now you can sell loose. So as I mentioned, there's really no reason to make the pallets anymore. You can make the same amount of money, and it's pretty good as well. What do we get for this trailer? It's decent, right? Yeah, 22 grand. And if you made straw pellets, don't forget, you can also sell them at the heating plant. Well, I say sell, deliver. You already own this. You ain't making money from the sell. Let's say, you know what? You do want to make some pallets. Well, then we need to come in here. I've actually got two of them here. The left one's for the straw. The right one is for our hay. Brown, green, that makes sense. This is kind of neat. What we're going to do is back this in here. Best backwards driver in Farm Sim in comparison to Clutch and Truckamancy. We'll open this up and then back right into here. This is basically a parking spot. And whenever we get close by, about right there-ish, it will dump into the hopper, which then takes everything up the elevator here into the hopper at the top. And then it automatically makes these guys. Now, you can't mix hay and straw, but when one is out, you can start with the next one, and it'll just keep going. Once all that is done, it will continue through to this part here, which will put 5 together and palletize them, which is so cool, man. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Look. It's just the coolest thing ever. Once you get enough, it will finish up and come out here as a full pallet and wrap itself, bam, giving you a 2,000 liter pallet. Now, there's a couple different ways you get this off here. Super strength is my favorite, but so if you don't have that, well, you can always put some pallet forks in there, or we can use the crane. The crane's really helpful because let's say you've got so many pellets that you don't know what to do with it, and you've just got a bunch laying in here in the ground. It's actually what these little areas are designed for. You can fit a lot in here, and there's virtually no bleed through whatsoever. Creative Mesh have done a really good job with this. So we have our crane. We've got 3 different setups here for the camera. We've got one that's very, very close to the blue box here on the right. We've got one that actually shows around the piece of equipment. And also, if you're showing like towards the palletizer, this is the way the camera is going to be moving. So if I go forwards, it goes this way. If I go backwards, it goes this way, left and right. Of course, up and down, side to side, and claw. And we can zoom in and out, which makes things nice. So let's get over here to the area where we've got all of these pallets. Let's take this, let's turn it so I can see what's going on. We'll open it up, drop it down, and get ourselves a nice chompy bit of 810 liters of hay pellets. Now we'll take it over here and we will drop it. I think that's about right. Yeah, close enough. Drop it here, boom, there we go. And now that's going to fill up as soon as it's ready to go. So we could do this all day, but I got these pallets right here, you see? This could be used for moving around bales, and that actually is going to be useful for something that I'll show you guys here in a bit. But this allows us to pick up our pallets. So we can, of course, go up and down with this, left and right, and we can open and close. To me, this is difficult, so I'll do my best here. I mean, that's close. I have also learned something new. If you accidentally change this over to a bucket at the wrong time, it will fill up from one of these pallets and then take it out of there. Yeah, showing us 1,200 liters right here. However, there's 800 on the ground. That's new. There's one other version of the Primos that I want to show you real quick. The one with the Bale Shredder. The Bale Shredder is purchased separately, and my assumption is that when you buy them, you'll probably buy the Primos first and the Bale Shredder second. So I'll show you kind of the easy way to hook these up together. You're going to want to hook it up to this front right side there. So for me, The easiest way was just kind of back around this piece of equipment and pull around towards the front, just like so. And then when you get close, you'll see a trigger to load up. Part of the baler or the palletizer pallet thing will disappear. Find this little roller right here, little yellow roller. There's nothing else around the entire thing. Find that, click onto it, you're good to go. Now, because this is made to fit right here, we can actually do something really interesting. In here, you can open up the Bale Shredder, set it to here, bam. Now we can come in here with, well, the crane and can move bales around that way, or you could just simply bring them in. So let's turn on the maker right there. You could probably use a smaller tractor for this. This 8R kind of gets in the way a little bit. We will utilize one of the Brussels and lathe things for this. We can actually detach and reattach the bale spikes, making things a little bit easier for ourselves. We'll come in here, we'll grab this bale. It is a 240 centimeter square bale, so we've got that. And once you've got bales enabled here, we can actually grab the bales. We can also drop the bales, which is so cool. So it locks it into place. That is awesome. All right, so let's do that so that I don't drop the darn thing. We'll bring it in here, and we're just gonna sit the bale on this. Now this obviously is not gonna be for everyone, but it is made to be kind of fun and a new way to do things. So let's see if DjGoHam can actually use the front loader here. We will let go of the bale, bring it down, and back away quickly. Once we do that, you can see the bale's actually moving towards the Bale Shredder, and it is ready to shred it. Also, don't worry about if you're not too centered on here. It will align the bale for you. It's also a little bit slow because it allows you to set everything up, and it won't intake the bale any faster than it can. It just takes forever, dude. And once the Bale Shredder starts to get its stuff, we will get straw pallets. You could do this with hay as well. Don't worry there. And then all of our pellets go through there. Did I say straw pallets? My bad. You know what I mean. And then we start to get out straw pellets to make the pallets. That's so cool, isn't it? Yeah. Likewise, let's say you got some bales in here. Pretend that there's a whole mountain of bales that I've put in here. Well, we can use the crane to actually go through and get said bale. So we will change this over to the claw. We will find our bale. We will then grab the bale and bring it up and easily, funny enough, very easily bring this over here to this and then just kind of drop it. Bam. Just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. The bale will realign itself and be ready to go. You can see it's kind of scooting itself in towards the middle there. And we're ready to make some more. That's so cool. So that's all the hard stuff and the new features, things like that. But we do have a couple more cool things that I want to show you. Let's take our square baler, the new one. We are not going to go with the bale chute because that's the way everything else works. We're going to go with bale collect and refilling supplies manually. We're going to go with that, and because we need to do that, we also need to get our bale chute, and we're going to need to get some bale twine. Get the twine, and I think you need about a pallet and a half, so we're just going to get 2 of these pallets. It's a big boy and requires a lot of power, so we're going to go with the Magnum today. This should allow us to do everything we need to do easily and have a little bit of fun doing it as well. Let's go ahead and back up. We're going to hook up to this just like a trailer. It's got a trailer hitch on the back of this, so it just hooks up kind of like any other attachment. However, once you unfold it, it's going to bring it in close, and then it's going to unfold the sides as well, allowing us to get 3 bales at a time and drop them off. It's pretty cool, but for transporting, you definitely want to make sure that it is not unfolded. Fold it, fold it. Make it like a trailer. There you go. A couple other things we could do. We want to, we want to lower the twine boxes. So we're going to click the button for that. And it brings the twine boxes down and opens the sides up like so. Then we pull up next to the twine boxes themselves and refill the baler. And it will take a little bit of time, but it is going to refill everything in here, which is pretty cool. It's super slow though. So there we go. We are all full, and we have 66 is the number here. 66. Oh yeah, that's power tools that I'm using to get super strength. Once we're back in, we want to lift the twine boxes so both sides will launch and fold up and be good to go. One of the other neat things is for the baler, we can set it to be 3 just the center or just the outsides. It's kind of cool. Oh, and you can also see there at the top right-hand corner from the last clip anyway, it said that the palletizer, whatever, was empty, and it wasn't making no more. So that's kind of neat. So now we're out in the field. We are going to fold everything, get it all ready to go, and we're going to go baling, and we're going to go pretty fast. I do not have fast farming enabled. Now I do. You can see suggested working speed, and now I've turned it off again. This is quick, man. This is pretty quick, especially if you got enough power. 15 mile per hour baling in the field. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty darn good indeed. Oh, yeah. These swaths were made with a 13.8 meter, I think, 13.7 meter header. And I've cut off the ends so that you don't have that big old thing of straw at the very end. One thing very important if you're going to be using the bale drop. When you get all 3 bales ready to go, you need to slow it down. Stop even if you have to. It's going to be auto-loading, boom, just like that. And when it gets off kind of to the edge, it will... Oh, I broke it. Oops. Well, that was the perfect way to do that, I think, wasn't it? There we go. Well, at least that one will... Well, almost... I've ruined this, haven't I? Goodness gracious. Well, it shows that if you're going to break it, you know, break it good, I guess. Yeah, there we go. We got rid of that. Like I was saying, if you get 3 bales, slow it down just a little bit when you get to the edge, just like that. Because if you don't slow down enough, the center bale will pull away from you. This has been an issue that I've seen with all the people who tested this, and Creative Mesh said, we saw it and we tried, and this is as good as we can get it, at least right now. Oh, and you can actually force unload this too, so if you just want to get a couple bales off of there, you're good to go. You could force unload that whole thing. Let's pretend the bale dropper dropped everything right where it should have. Now we can come in here with a couple different pieces of equipment from Brussels Unlada, and we can set things up. So we'll take these bales, for example, the square bales, and we'll kind of stack them on top of each other. Now we kind of showed off the party trick of this piece of equipment earlier, but we could go in, get it just right where the bales are, and then grab them. Now it is holding tight, and we should be able to hold these things without any problems. Get it down a little bit. If we click drop bales, it drops them all, but we still have the bale spear in. I guess you could unfold the spear if you wanted to. Actually, I'm not quite sure. Can we pick these up like this? It'd be ridiculous if we could. Yeah, I mean, I don't recommend it, but is doable, yes. That's where the other bell grabs come into play with this DLC. Well, they can grab from above, and they're actually made for that. And funny enough, they can't actually set up forwards, which is really interesting. We've also got a grabby motion here as well, but the interesting thing with that, it doesn't grab unless the bell's close. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that before. Always, the animations have worked perfectly fine. Let's get it down right on it. There we go, and grab the bells. It's like it knows that the bells are there. I don't know, but it's so cool, man. And I am actually going to drop them here. So we have grab bells, we have drop bells. We can't grab them again, but we can drop them once we have them. I'm gonna put those right there. I don't know how well this is gonna work, but I'm gonna do my best. This one's so large, to get it down the road, you're probably gonna need to fold it. So yeah, it's got bat wings, baby. This is only available for wheel loaders, only. I'm gonna guess that you're only supposed to pick up 5 with this, but welcome to DjGoHam videos. Let's get this about right. Let's bring it in. All right, there, it looks good to me. It looks good to you guys too. Put it right there, nice and easy, scoot, 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 and grab. I'm the king of the world, yeah. And then when you're ready, you can drop them. Boop. That's so cool. And really the last thing is going to be round bales. Really not a whole lot to these. It's just round baler, but we do have refillable supplies which can be done manually. So we'll go with a standard setup here, manual refill supplies, and we want Bale Net pallet. We'll go ahead and back in and hook up, and we can actually open the Bale Net door here as well, though it's really just a small little opening around towards the front. We can refill. It's going to load up 3. Boom, just like that. Close the door and jump into the field. This baler's got pretty much the same thing that every other round baler in the game has. We have automatic drop. You can lower it down, turn it on. and change the bale size from 125, 150, and 180 centimeter round bales. We are going to go with a 125 today, and the net wrap actually lasts for quite a while with these, which is kind of nice. You don't want to get into the field and have to lose everything, but you got 2% on the smallest there, 2% is used on the medium-sized bales, and it looks like 3% on the largest bale. So maybe a little bit different depending on what you go with. So we've talked about all the new balers and the pellet maker, the placeables and everything you can do with those, the new consumable pallets, the pellet pallets, and how to have some fun moving bales around. It's been a lot of fun to go through these and show you how each thing works, but if you still have any questions, please let me know down in the comment section below. We'll be able to help you guys out down there. If you have anything else you want to see, maybe in a future video with the straw harvest pack, hey, let me know down there as well. I'd love to show you guys anything that you want to know about with this pack. Big shout out to Creative Mesh for sending it over to do the early review on. You can see that video down below. And otherwise, just hope you have an awesome rest of your day. See you guys later.